In the previous video, we talked about the different elements that are in a reference at the end of your paper. The source element has many different parts. This video is going to talk about when you include a DOI versus a URL, and also when you need to include database names in your reference in the source element. Here is what video 3 covers. It includes the topics and the time in this video where you can jump right to that topic if desired. But first we have to talk about what is a DOI. A DOI stands for Digital Object Identifier, and a DOI is a unique alphanumeric string that is assigned by a registration agency and the publisher to identify content and provide a persistent link to its location on the internet. So when is the DOI included in your reference? The APA style says that if there is a DOI available, you must include it in your reference, regardless if you use the online version or the print version. It is easy to remember the DOI in an online article or book because it's right there, but in a print article or book, it may be easy to forget it. But if the DOI is present, include it in your reference. If an online book or article has both the DOI and the URL, you should include only the DOI. So the DOI takes precedence over the URL. Now we will talk about online resources that do not have a DOI. If there is no DOI, then you include the URL. This applies for websites and journal articles. A URL stands for Uniform Resource Locator. The URL is located in the address bar of your browser, and it can be thought of as an address or location of the page on the internet. And on this page there is an example of the West Library URL. Many resources, such as journal articles, are found by using a database. So in addition to the URL, you may need to provide the database name in the reference. So you provide the database name when the work is available only in that database. You do not provide the database name in the reference of a work in most databases because the work is widely available. Now, if that all sounds confusing, it is, at least at first glance. But let me explain how APA views this issue here. Most journal articles are available through a variety of databases or platforms, and also databases provided by libraries require a login to access usually, and therefore will not be accessible to others, and therefore are not suitable to include in a reference list. Now, if you are in doubt as to whether to include database information in a reference, you should refer to the examples given for journal articles in Chapter 10 of the APA Style Manual, and that's on pages 316 to 320. You can also refer to the Purdue OWL website on APA Style. We will be talking about the Purdue OWL website later. Here are some examples of databases where you do not or do include the database name. So we have on the left, we have several databases like EBSCOhost databases, JSTOR, ProQuest databases. And then on the right, we have, these are specific databases where the information found in them is available only in that database. The key principle that the manual stresses is that you include the database name for a database where that database is the only place you can find the work. So to sum it all up, you provide the database name when the work is available only in that database and nowhere else. You do not provide the database name in the reference of a work in most databases because the work is widely available. These rules also apply to online archives. Here is the online survey for video 3. Please copy the link here or use your phone to scan the QR code that will take you to the survey. And that's it for this video, folks, so you can now proceed to video 4.